Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Happy journalween. But before we can get into all of my beginning of October spreads, first of all, I have to talk to you about everything I read in September, my September reading log. So actually the first 3 things I read in September, I've already spoken to you about. The first thing I read was a novel, well, I listened to the audiobook of a novel called The Dallergut Dream Department Store. And then I read a blmanga called A Moment of Farewell. And then I read the graphic novel version of The Raven Boys. I have another video where I talked about all of my thoughts on all of those already. And then after that, I read a blmanga called Two People Chasing Love. It was about a college student who discovers that his mom is using a sugar mama app, and she's meeting up with this young guy. And he's like, oh my God, like, what is my mom doing this for? Like, she's essentially cheating on my dad. Like, what in the world is going on? So he goes to the guy who's also around his age, the sugar baby, and he's like, I need to know, like, why is my mom spending time with you? Like, also, can you cut it out? Can you stop seeing her? And he's like, I'll pay you to go out on dates with me, and like, you just stop going out on dates with her. I'd never read a story involving a sugar baby, and I think the way it was like used in the story was kind of interesting. I feel like it had more to do with like the characters and their relationships with their parents actually, and I definitely liked it. And then after that, weirdly enough, I read another sugar baby story on accident. I didn't even mean to do that. And it was called Tell Me the Temperature of Love. And that manga is about a man who's a dentist. He kind of like, I don't want to say saves, but like sort of. He gets into like the middle of, not really a fight, but just like a moment between this sugar baby and this man who's trying to be like a little bit pushy with him. And the sugar baby is like, oh, well, you know, I can go on dates with you. Like, sure. I'm looking for a new rich client always. And the dentist is like one of those guys who's like, well, I'm not really gay. Like, okay. And the sugar baby character in that story, like, you find out like the reason why he even got into being a sugar baby is like, I mean, number one, for the money, of course, but like there's actually kind of a deeper reason that he ended up as a sugar baby. Again, I thought it was okay. I liked Two People Chasing Love better than Tell Me the Temperature of Love, but now I've read 2 sugar baby stories. And then after that, I read Kiss Me Like You Did That Day, which I talked about not in my last video, but the video before my last video. And after that, I read In Love's Key Reprised. That's actually an arc that I got to read from NetGalley and Kodansha. I kind of have gotten behind with like even checking NetGalley to see if there's anything I wanted to read. And the reason I didn't make a spread about that one is because by the time I read it, it was already out. Like, it's already published into the world. And another reason I kind of didn't want to make a spread about it is because it's actually a Christmassy, like wintertime themed BL. It's about a man who is a famous conductor who's been kind of like off his game. And so he goes back to his hometown to try to like rest, regain himself. And he just very alone, like he pretty much gets himself into like a drunken stupor like every night. Well, maybe not every night. And he just reflects on his life and how he's lonely and how he feels like he's not ever really going to like make it, even though he's like already kind of famous, and how like he's just like a loser after all. And while he's back in his small hometown, he meets this guy who works at a grocery store who is like his, I don't want to say his #1 fan, but maybe he just like loves his music, and they fall in love. I feel like it was such a like Hallmark movie setup, right? It was kind of a little bit more sad than a Hallmark movie though, but like it has those exact vibes, which is honestly so perfect for the Christmas season. Maybe once it gets around December time, I'll talk more about the manga. Maybe I'll even make a spread about it once it gets closer to Christmas time. Maybe I'll reread it. But I definitely really liked it. I've actually read another manga by that author before, but I think this is her first official English translation, because I'm pretty sure that last one I read was a fan translation, but I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, I'll definitely talk about that more once it gets around December time. I'll remember. And then after that, I read The Fallen Lamb, which is a short story that I love and I also talked about in another video. And then I read a manga called Inomoto Senpai Isn't an Angel. I almost made a spread about it, but I felt like most of what I would have to say is that like it's such a like confusing story. The way it's written is very disjointed, but I loved the art. And also I feel like that mangaka, I don't know if that's like their debut work or anything, but I feel like they have promise. Like I feel like they were trying to do something a little different. But that's why I didn't make a spread about it, because I was just like, I don't know if I really liked it that much, but I didn't dislike it at all. Again, I feel like it had promise and I really like the art. But I mostly read it because it is a ghost story, sort of, even though it's called Inomoto Senpai Isn't an Angel. It's really more of like a haunting story. After that, I read The Ghost of Love, which I also talked about in another video, and that's it. It's actually not quite the end of September as I'm recording this, and so I'm still listening to my main audiobook of this month, but I will definitely be finishing it. But I kind of can't talk about it because I'm not finished with it yet. Like, what if I hate the ending or something? I don't know. I think I'm 88% of the way through as I'm sitting here right now. And also, I got my other audiobook back, The Dance Tree, so I'm hoping that I can finish that too before September ends. I'm not sure though. But the other audiobook that I'm 88% of the way through is called The Marriage Portrait, and I honestly love it so far. I don't know why I would hate the ending, but I love it so far. It's set in the 1500s, and it's about a 15-year-old girl who's essentially a child bride. But anyway, that is everything that I read in the month of September. And so now that that is finished, we can move on to journalween. Happy journalween, happy journalween video number 1 to everyone. By the way, journalween is just something I made up. I'm sure other people in the past have also made up journalween. It is simply just journaling about Halloweeny things in the month of October. Nothing more, nothing less. I actually don't know what you're going to be seeing on screen right now. I'm just going to kind of like talk without like breaking like in between spreads as I usually would, because I'm just genuinely not sure like which spreads I'm going to make first, because I'm recording this kind of early. The reason I'm recording this early is because I have a fear that I would not be able to record this next week, which would be a more appropriate time to be recording this because it would be the end of September by then. But anyway, last year I made a few different spreads. So like, of course, I made my TBR spread. I also made a TBW, to be watched spread. I also made a want to buy / bucket list spread. And also my best friend is coming like in a few days to bring me and my mom some more Trader Joe's snacks, some more seasonal Trader Joe's snacks. So I feel like I want to make a spread about those as well. Anyway, all that is to say, I don't know what you're seeing on screen right now, but either my TBR or my TBW or my want to buy / bucket list. But I just wanted to talk about my plans for everything. I think I might have done this last year as well. As far as what I want to watch this year, my first thought was I want to watch Sinners. But also, if you know me, then you would know I hate scary things. I honestly think I might be too scared to watch it. So I'm putting it on the list, but I don't think I'm actually going to watch it. You know me though, like I have to consume all vampire media. I just don't think I can do it. Like I'm scared it's gonna be scary. If it's like gory, then I can just like kind of look away and be like, ew. But if it's scary, I don't know. I'm mostly happy that everyone loves Sinners because that like gives me some hope, because I know the director is like going to be handling the X-Files reboot if that all goes through. And like, I'm very serious about the X-Files. I'm very serious about Scully and Mulder. But anyway, other than that, I really want to watch Corpse Bride because this year is actually the 20th anniversary of Corpse Bride. Isn't that crazy? They have like a bunch of Corpse Bride stuff out and about nowadays, which is really interesting because I feel like that's something I never saw like any merch of before ever. Like I think there might even be posters at Dollar Tree, but it's like in the plus section, so they're like probably $5. I would kind of love a Corpse Bride poster. I don't know where I would put it, but I would kind of love one. They also have like a whole section at Lowe's. Apparently I have not been into Lowe's to confirm this, but I saw it in a video with my own 2 eyes, a YouTube video, so it must be there. But they have these like lawn things, like kind of those inflatable things, maybe. I actually don't know if they're inflatable or not, but anyway, they have Emily and they have Victor, and they talk as well. I don't know what Emily is saying, but guess what Victor is saying? His wedding vows. When I get the Victor and put it in front of my house, like with this candle, I will light your way in the darkness. I just think that is so cute. One of my favorite Halloween movies anyway, so I feel like I'm going to watch it definitely, because 20 years, my best friend, I was telling her about that, and she said that she went to go see that movie like before her birthday one year, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we're old. But those are really the only movies I want to watch. I kind of regret not watching Coraline last year because I think it was the 15th anniversary of Coraline. I actually have Coraline on DVD in 3D. It came with Coraline branded 3D glasses. They're so cool. And I also feel like I've seen Corpse Bride more recently than Coraline's. Like I really should have watched it last year. But anyway, those are all the movies. In terms of shows, tell me why I still have not finished watching Gravity Falls. Was that not this time last year that I was watching season 1 of Gravity Falls? I know I'm not going to watch it, but it's tentatively on the list, even though I know I'm not going to watch it. But then also, in terms of shows that I still haven't finished watching, I did not watch any animes over the summer. I didn't watch any of them that I wanted to keep up with. And so now in October, now's the time that I have to watch them. So that's really everything on my watch list. I just feel like how long can it possibly even take me to watch one season of an anime? Like maybe like 3 hours at most, right? Like if it's 12 episodes long, I need to commit to media consumption in October. Like I don't have time for anything else. Media consumption. My TBR, I feel like there's some zombie stuff, there's some vampire stuff, there's some alien stuff. Also, I had Goku Rakugai on my list of things to read in September, and as it is still September as I'm recording this, I think I might start it and maybe like finish volume 4 like at the beginning of October. So I guess that's kind of also on my TBR. The only thing that I wish that I could have put on my TBR for October is there is this one manga. It was just a one-shot at first, and it got extended into like a full actual like volume. Like I want to say it's maybe like 5 chapters. It is so creepy, and I do think there is someone translating it right now, but it's just not finished, and I'm so sad. It's called 6 and 7. It is so creepy. Like I've read the one shot already because it was translated like last year. I want to say I read it around Christmas time actually last year. And I've looked through the Japanese chapters and like it just looks so good. It is truly so creepy. So I feel like just as like a little recommendation, if you want something creepy, I would suggest reading even just the one shot of 6 and 7. And maybe sometime next year, or maybe even by the end of this year, it'll be finished being translated and I can read the whole thing. I feel like in terms of things I'm most excited for on my TBR would be Sleeping on Paper Boats, which is being released physically in October as well. Also Blood Night Market, which I don't even think that's a BL. I think it's kind of just like BL adjacent. Like I hate to say bromance, but I think it's kind of like that. I'm excited for everything though. There's a vampire manga on my TBR that I have been wanting to read for so long, like definitely since last year, since before last October even, I've been wanting to read that. So I hope it turns out good because I'll be a little sad if it's not good and I've been waiting all this time to read it. Oh, and also I was saying before that there are some audiobooks. I'm hoping that my holds come in enough time. But there are some audiobooks that I want to read, and it's this series. It's like a cozy mystery series, but it's set in this like city in the woods where all these little woodland creatures live, and it just seems so cute and fun. So those will be my audiobooks for this month, hopefully. It would be nice to read some like gothic fiction this month, but I really just don't have time. And then as far as things that I want to buy / want to do, most of what I want to buy, I don't know about decorations anymore. Everything is so expensive. I haven't even been looking around to see if there's anything I particularly want, but I did see one thing. Mind you, it was probably in like June or July, and so I'm sure there are none left, even if I had any money for them. But I saw these things at TJ Maxx, Home Goods, one or both of the stores, and it was like this little, it was almost like a little like log, but it was a vampire. And to me, because the log was brown, the vampire looked black, and so I was like, oh, that's Louise Point du Lac. It's such a cute little vampire decoration, and I want to say it was like $13 or something, so I would not be buying that anyway because that's a lot of money for what is essentially just like a hunk of wood. But the face painted on it is really, really so cute, and it does look like a little black vampire. Like, that's Louis. I think most of the stuff I want to get this year is just food. Like, I want to try the Ghirardelli pumpkins. Probably cannot afford those and will not get to. Oh, there's a Wednesday, like the show, and also just the girl, Wednesday Addams, but specifically for the show, there's a box cake mix and it's just dark chocolate, but the packaging is kind of fun, so I do kind of want to get that. There's also so much Wicked stuff out right now, but I'm not sure. They do have like those little Pillsbury cookies, you know, the sugar cookies that come out for every season. They have Wicked themed ones of those. I think it's like a little crown and a little witch hat. Maybe I could get those, I'm not sure. They also have, you know, the Better Goods brand that they have at Walmart. They have like a few like fun seasonal things that aren't even necessarily things that I would like, that my mom would like though. So I just like kind of want to see how they would turn out, but I don't know if we'll get those. Again, everything is so expensive that it's like hard to justify. And then in terms of Halloween candy, I don't know if they have anything new, but they do have Reese's Pumpkins miniature versions of them, like the already unwrapped ones in that like resealable bag. I would kind of like to try those. I actually haven't even looked around the candy section yet this year, so I don't even know if there's anything new that I need to be looking for, like on the hunt for. And as far as my bucket list goes of the things that I want to do, first of all, of course, I always love to go out on the hunt to see who has the best Halloween decorations. I feel like people put up the same things every year, but I still love to look. I hope that the people who put up stuff last year put up stuff this year, because I'm telling you, there was just like this gigantic display at a house nearby, and it was just so cool. Oh, and also somebody had a plague doctor at their house. Like that was, it was gigantic. It must have been like at least 10 feet tall. Also, I went into Home Depot in September, this month that I'm still in currently, and I got to see some of the Halloween decorations in there, and even that was fun to me. Like the giant skeleton, there was this like giant witch, or maybe it was witches, and they were like cackling. It was so funny. I was actually laughing so hard hearing them laugh. I have the same condition. I too suffer from Ejbolitis. Like I'm also a giggler. But yeah, I'm always wanting to see Halloween decorations. Maybe, I don't know when, but maybe I'll go into Lowe's one day and see if I can see the Corpse Bride stuff. But just like driving around in general in the area is so fun to me. Like I just hope that I see something fun and magical, how I did last year, because there were so many fun things last year. But the main thing on my bucket list is number one, to finish the Halloween puzzle that my best friend got me. I have not put together a puzzle since I was a small child, so it's going to be brand new to me. It's going to be a brand new experience, and it's going to take up like half of our dining table. Thankfully, we have a very large dining room table, because otherwise I don't even know where I would be putting this puzzle. And I know my mom's going to be so mad at me for leaving a puzzle sitting out for however long it's going to take me to finish it, but the table simply belongs to the puzzle now. And the other thing I want to do is finish all of the Halloween pages in my coloring book, like my first coloring book. It's kind of sad because my best friend did get me a Halloween themed coloring book, but I don't know if I'll even get any of the pages in it honestly this year, because I feel like I have at least 3 pages to color. I color about a page a week. I don't know why it takes me so long to color, but I color about a page a week. But I'm just so determined to finish my first coloring book by the end of the year that I don't want to not color the pages in it because I feel like there's always next year and the year after that there will be more Halloweens. And also I've already colored some pages in that coloring book, as I said before, the Halloween one that I have now. But yeah, it's just kind of sad not being able to color in that one. I don't know. Coloring is my full-time job at this point. And then of course I would like to bake some sort of Halloween treat. But I don't know, I'd like to bake like a chocolate chip muffin loaf or something. Like I feel like I want to bake something more like that than just like cupcakes or a cake, because I feel like I kind of have that all the time. Like I said, my best friend is bringing over some snacks soon, so maybe there will be something in there that I'll bake for Halloween. I ended up talking way longer than I thought I would, so by now definitely these spreads are finished, so now I can go put all of them into my digital journals. Usually I watch Food Network on Sundays when I'm doing this, my recordings. It's always on in the background. I mean, muted, of course, obviously. But I left it on whatever channel my mom had it on. I think it's TNT. And Batman vs. Superman has been on. And I just want to once again say that Zack Snyder, he ruined everything. The fact that he had Ben Affleck as Batman, old jaded Batman, a Batman who has seen his friends turn into villains, like Batman who has given up hope and just wasted it. I hope one day in the future when I do get my new iPad and I have more storage space and I can talk for a lot longer, I'm about to do a video where I just talk about all of my feelings about superhero movies. Anyway, I cannot believe that it is October as you're watching this. Currently, it is still so hot, and I think it honestly might even be hot by the time that I'm editing this video and you're watching it. Unfortunately, it's so hard to get into the fall spirit, the fall mood. It just makes me sad. Like, I wish it was cooler here because I want to be in the fall mood. It's just hard to be in it when it's like almost 90 degrees inside of your house. Like I want to be eating soup. Oh yeah, you know what? That's another thing that needs to go on my bucket list. Making soups. I always love to try a new soup every season. At least one, if not more than one new soup. But anyway, yes, it's hard to get into the vibe of the season. But I hope that for you, that your October has started off well and that you are also able to feel a little bit of the scary month vibe. I really hate the term spooky season for some reason, and so I'm refraining from saying it. But I hope that you are feeling somewhat of the October feeling in the air. I hope there's like a chill. I hope there's a breeze wherever you are. And also, I hope that your journal ween is starting off well. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Everything I used in today's spreads will be in my Pinterest board, and the link to that is in the description box, along with the links to all of my other social media accounts, as well as links to the Google Drive folders for all of my journal deco kits, including my journal ween kit that I updated a little bit. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me today. I will be back with more journal ween videos, of course. So with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.